So, kind of in, um, I guess, a special situation where my plan right now is I'm enlisted, and I was originally trying to do a conversion package enlisted, but the year group is pretty packed right now.
You talking about conversion for what?
To go into SEALs.
It's impossible, bro.
Yeah, that's all I've been hearing.
It's 150% full right now.
But so then you had said to go out, finish my degree, and then go in the officer route. So now, looking into that, what would be my course of action in going through there? Because right now, I'm still on my first enlistment contract, and it's a 5-year contract. So I'll be done. Guam will be my last duty station for this contract. So I was just wondering, where do I go after that?
What I would tell you is it's easy to bang out college in Guam.
Right.
Easy. So bang out college in Guam, and then when you, how many credits you need? How many credits you got right now?
So I don't know the exact number, but it was about 1.5 years worth of school credits.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna tell you. You got to go hard in the paint. What's your job? What's your job in the Navy?
So right now I'm an EM. So I'm going to be working on a subtender, just doing like electrical work. But the ship is mostly civilians. So like the people I've talked to there, they say I have a lot of downtime, which was music to my ears.
Okay, so you need to bang out your degree. Bang out your degree while you're in Guam.
Okay.
And what I would tell you is there's a bunch of online places, Arizona State, Grand Canyon College. There's a bunch of places where you can use your GI Bill and they'll give you a ton of credits, like you and EN. So you got electrical engineering credits. You got a bunch of credits that you'll be able to get from your job in the Navy. Does that make sense?
Right.
So you may only need like 60 credits to graduate, maybe even less than that. So I would do that, bang that out, and then 6 months. So you're going to get done in 2 years, right?
Right.
So you have to apply for SOAS, but I don't know how it works because since you're coming from the enlisted community.
Right.
What are your PT times?
So my most recent one I did on Christmas Eve. That was a 740 swim, 81 push, 75 sit-ups, 15 pull-ups, and then a 906 mile-and-a-half.
Okay, so you right there, bud. You right there. Like, I would tell you, grind out that degree, and then we'll keep working on those numbers. Like, I'd like to see you get that rundown to 830. You Hispanic,
right? Yeah,
dude,
that's the biggest thing.
You can do it. You ain't. Have you been training that hard?
So the biggest thing for me was, especially starting out, I've been flat-footed my whole life, so I had to do a kind of a trial period of just kind of getting my feet and my ankles used to running, because I've been a water polo player and a swimmer my whole life.
Okay, so you water polo dude.
Right.
That's huge, man. That's huge.
So I hadn't really done too much run training up until getting into the military. So I only really started doing run training for, I would say, the last like 4 months. So I started out at an 11-minute and I got it down to 9 minutes. So
yeah, you Hispanic, dude. You know how I feel about the Hispanic folks, right?
Yeah, I got the big lungs.
You got big lungs, man. Y'all eat up aerobic stuff. Y'all destroy. All right, I'm in my phone right now. I'm gonna put some notes in here for you.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure I keep track of you. Because like my big deal is a lot of people call me and they're not even close to the run and the swim time, right? And
right.
You a water polo player. Where you from originally?
Grew up in Chicagoland area.
Okay, you play water polo up here?
Where at?
I said you played water polo. Where'd you play all the water polo
at? So I actually went to Fenwick High School up in Oak Park.
Okay, and they have water polo?
Oh yeah, we were
awesome.
One of the best teams in the state every year.
Okay, awesome, man. All right, I'm just writing some notes in here on my spreadsheet so I can keep track of you, man. Enlisted, going to Guam, get degree. Okay, so let's talk about this let's lay out this strategy real quick so you can understand. You got something to write on?
Yeah, I'm taking notes on my phone right now.
Okay, so here's what I would tell you. First thing first, you need to do this right now. You need to figure out where you're going to go to college and who's going to give you the most credits. Okay.
Okay.
What I would tell you is I would do online. So I would go right now, I will Google best online college for military people. And then I would look at that college. I'm going to tell you, I got to believe Grand Canyon is going to be way up there, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
I'm going to Google that. And then I'm going to go look at all of those and I'm going to find the one that's relatively the cheapest. Okay.
Right.
Then I'm going to take, you got your DD-214. I don't know what you need. You have your list of schools?
Like the schools that I've completed?
Yeah.
So I mean, I have like my electronic training record.
Okay, so that's what you
all
need.
That stuff's in there.
Yep, you need that. And you're going to send all of that to them, and they're going to tell you how many credit hours they're going to give you for military service.
Okay.
All right. Now, some schools are really good with it, and some schools are really bad. So you gotta do some research on this. And it is like when are you leaving for Guam?
So my school finishes here on the 25th of February.
Okay, good.
But then I'm taking leave right after that for
you're gonna call me next Friday, next weekend, and you're gonna call me and tell me where you are in this search process.
Roger that.
Okay. So you need to find a school that's going to take all your military, as many of your military classes for credit. And then you need to find, like, it got to be online because you're going to be in Guam, right?
Right.
The last thing I want you to do is I want you to research the schools in Guam. Because trust me, a bunch of dudes go to Guam and they come back with degrees.
Yeah, I've been looking into their biggest one. They have the Guam University. I've been looking into that and seeing what I can do to apply and see what kind of courses I can take there.
Okay, so you don't want to be taking in-person courses.
Right?
Okay,
so
you
everything
want to have the ability. You want to have the ability, like if you at work and you ain't doing nothing, you want to have the ability to bang out your math test.
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like if you got to actually go to class, you limiting all of that you can do.
Right.
Okay. So all right. So when's your EOS? When's your end of service?
So it's April 30th, 2023.
Okay, perfect. So April 30th, 2023. Okay. So what I would tell you is April 2023. February 2022. Okay. So at the end of this year, we got to put a SOAS package in. But for us to put that SOAS package in, you got to be done with all the credits up to your junior year.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to tell you is you got to get it in college, man. Like you can't take 6 credit hours a semester. You're going to have to get it. And I'll talk to you about it. When you figure out where you're going, we'll talk about it. Okay. Because this ain't going to be hard. I don't think it's going to be that hard. But we got to hit the wickets right so it times up. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay.
So quick question. So originally I had gone in on the business track going for an accounting degree.
Okay.
Are there any recommendations that you would have about either switching, because I'm not sure necessarily what my military credits would go towards if I was to continue on the accounting degree track.
Okay, so accounting, so maybe you go into like a business degree because all of that stuff is heavy math, but that's what you got to figure out. Those are the questions that you got to answer, right?
Right.
I'm telling you, you just need a degree and you got to have decent grades. How you been doing so far in college?
So that was a big reason also why I had stopped. I wasn't doing too hot. It's not that I'm a bad student necessarily. Like I pick up really easily when I want to, like when I go in and work hard and study. It was just at the time I hadn't really found anything that I really wanted, that I was passionate about to go in and like study every day.
Okay.
But then like I was top of my class coming out of EMA school and all that stuff, trying to turn it around to kind of show that I was a good student.
So here's what I'm going to tell you. We're going to start working out like crazy when you get to Guam. Okay.
Okay.
I think we'll get that run time. If you're running a 9-minute doing what you've been doing, you're gonna get down in the 8:30s. All right. And we'll probably, like, you a water polo player, we'll swim some intervals. We'll get you down probably in the low 7s, high 8s, high 6s.
Well,
Okay,
so I was, yeah, when I was swimming in Bahrain, so their pool was 25 meters. So I know that they kind of do a different conversion. They do a 450 meter instead of the 500 yard.
yeah.
And so for that, I was swimming. I could hit like 720 if I really wanted to go like that fast. But in order to kind of save myself for the run, I kind of slowed it down a bit, went 740. But I just came, I swam 2 days ago at the pool here, which is 25 yards. And I was averaging like a sub 7-minute pace. So I'm not sure if it was, so I was in ROM for 2 weeks. So I don't know if it was kind of like tapered, like my body had more time to recover during those 2 weeks, or
what I'm saying to you doing all this out of shape. Are you in great swimming shape right now?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I would say so.
I didn't say pretty good. I said great. Are you in phenomenal condition right now?
No. Like, I was better,
so that's what I'm saying
in high
to
school.
Like, we're gonna put you on a program this summer once you get settled into Guam. And the deal is with SOAS now, you got to have a PST relatively close to when the package is due. The package is normally due the 1st of February.
Right.
All right, but here's what I don't know. Like, we got to get through all this college stuff first, because you may not be able to put a package in until the following year. So you may have to get out or extend for a year, which is easy to do in Guam. They'll let you extend for a year in Guam all day.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Okay, so you may have to extend for a year to make sure you get enough college credits so you can go to SOAS. But we'll worry about all that stuff. Once we get this all college stuff figured out, where you're gonna go, we'll work on that. Because if you got bad grades for the first part of college, they may make you do everything over. Now, you'll still get some credit for the military stuff, but here's what I'm gonna tell you: it's all gonna come back to how motivated you are.
Exactly.
Right? Like if you a savage and you motivated, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I had went to normal college out of high school, I would have got done with college in 2.5 years total. Because, like, to me, like, I wouldn't have wanted, like, I only stayed in business school 3 semesters. I got 66 credit hours in 3 semesters in business school. Because I was like, I'm tired of going to school.
Right.
So you gotta be motivated, and you gotta line everything up. But the process isn't that hard. Have you thought about flying at all?
About flying?
Flying.
And what do you mean by that?
Like jets in the Navy.
So originally, when I had considered going into the military, because my parents were both prior Navy, that was actually what my mom wanted me to do.
Okay.
But I had just never really gotten super interested into like aviation and stuff like that. Like, I always looked into it, but it was just never anything that I felt super passionate about.
Okay, that's fine. Like, it's a lot easier to fly than it is to be a Navy SEAL. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Okay.
But once you have your college degree, the world's gonna be yours, because if you don't get a SEAL billet, we'll go Army Rangers. They'll take you in 2 seconds.
Yeah, that was the other thing too, is, I was kind of looking into what other options and other branches that I could go into. Because it's not necessarily just Navy SEALs that is appealing. It's more so just the soft community that, I'm driving for.
We can go soft all day in the Army, brother. Once you get your degree, I just talked to a dude yesterday. You see all the Army videos I put up?
I haven't really seen the Army ones. I have seen most of the PST ones.
Okay, so I just put up 7 or 8, 9 Army ones yesterday. I interviewed my first lieutenant in the Army, and I mean, it's a 3-month process, bud. 3 months, interview, you go, boom, you won't have to go to basic because you're a prior enlisted dude. I don't think they'll send you to Army basic, but you go to OCS, you bang OCS, and you'll be in infantry officer school, and then you do that, and then you go to Ranger school, and you get done with that. You're gonna go to a company for a year, and you put your soft package in. Go screen for RAS, go to the Ranger Battalion, put your stuff in, go do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
That's a whole nother way you can go, which is a lot easier to get into. But I'm gonna tell you this: like, if we work this the right way, you ain't gonna have no problem going SEALs here in 3 years from now. Okay.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
But you got to work everything to like you know how I am, man. I'm gonna tell you to do stuff.
Oh yeah,
you
I know.
Get it done. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get good
Yes,
grades. But you a Hispanic dude, gonna be a college graduate. You know, you'll be all right. And your PT scores are really good right now. They're not phenomenal, but they're really good. So
yeah,
you got to get those down into the phenomenal range, and you'll be going to buzz as an officer, and you'll be looking around at all them E3s, being like, "Damn, I was just an E3, you know, a year ago."
Right.
Okay, you got what kind of questions you got? You got anything else? I got a Zoom call in 5 minutes, so I'm not rushing you, but I gave you some. What's your homework? Let's go over this homework real quick.
So homework is going to be looking up the online colleges, seeing which ones can give me the most credits, getting my ETJ and all my other transcripts prepared so I can send that to them and see who's going to accept it.
Okay, you have to call these colleges too, right?
Right. Yeah.
You may have to call them and actually talk to the people and say, hey, you probably could get a lot of research done online, maybe Reddit, Google probably will tell you the top 5, and then you just got to get your training package together so you can send it to them so they can give you an estimate.
Right.
Okay. And then the other thing is, like, I wouldn't be scared to start school. Like, if they're gonna let you start school in the quarters, you know, fire it up. Okay. All right. I put all them notes in there. You got any other? What kind of questions you got for me?
So I guess for right now, what would be the course of action in terms of training before I get to Guam? So like while I'm here in school.
Do what you've been doing, brother.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you do what you do because I'm gonna punch you in the face. You emailed me. I sent you my PDF, right?
Right. Yeah.
So here's your priorities. Here's your priorities. Do good in Guam, graduate from college, and then we'll work out.
Okay.
I need the degree before I need to work out. You
Exactly.
can have the best PT score in the world. If you don't have a degree, I can't help you.
Right.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we're not gonna hit nothing crazy. We'll hit it crazy this summer for maybe 2 months, depending on how much time you have. And then we'll see where we get those PT scores. And then what we'll do is probably lay off until December. We'll hit it hard November, December, because you in Guam, every day is paradise. So you can hit it hard November,
right.
December. And then you take the PST in January, light fire to it. And while you're in Guam, we'll make sure you figure out who the SEALs are. Go over and visit with some SEALs. I'll probably have 3 dudes over there on deployment. I'll hook you up with them. They'll write you a letter of recommendation. And then you crush the PST and you go to OCS, come back, go to Buzz, and you be damn Mustang.
Cool, yes, sir.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna tell you, bud. I'm gonna expect a lot out of you. At any point, if you don't want those expectations put on you, just tell me, I'll leave you alone.
Roger that.
Okay? But I like what I see right now. So now it's time for you to deliver, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll talk to you next weekend, bud.